After our maiden voyage to Louisiana, we knew we had to have a suspension upgrade. Although Chuck had spent 5 months building out the van as a DIY, he wanted to have this professionally done. So we selected Van Compass and called the dealer FreedomVanGo in Jacksonville, who represents them, and scheduled an appointment for July the 11th, which was a few months away.
Good morning! It is Sunday, July the 10th, and we are prepping for a van adventure that begins today. And hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, our saggy butt will be gone. Chuck's not as excited as me. He's nervous about letting someone else work on the van, but I'm excited. I'm ready to go because once we get the suspension upgrade done, assuming all goes well, then we will be on a trip headed up to Maine for 30 days. Round trip back to Florida through Tennessee to visit my family. Alright, so here we are at FreedomVanGo in Jacksonville, Florida. It's about 7:15. I think we've been in here about maybe 15 minutes. And this is their building. You can see there's another Airstream that just showed up down there. He's having some work done tomorrow. And of course we're having our work done. And then this is the FreedomVanGo van. This has got their logo over there on the side. It's pretty cool. I guess that a solar panel somehow folds down or slides out. I don't know, it looks ginormous. And it's kind of cool that they also have these little solar panels on the front here.
I slept great in the parking lot, but Chuck had nightmares about the work to be done the next day. In the morning, they took us into the back of the workshop before they got started working, and they were unboxing the Van Compass kit. Once they started working, we weren't allowed in the back, so I don't have any video of that.
We made it into FreedomVanGo. They took us for a tour of the shop. I forgot to use the camera. I made one picture of the suspension while it was all boxed up. They were unboxing it. And they took the van back, and they have a retail store here. Lots of stuff. It's pretty cool. She said this was the only van builder in Florida that had a retail store. He said it would take till about 3 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock, 9:07 now. So we're going to be here for a while. It's now 6:13. It was really late, probably like 5:30 when we left, and it's been coming a flood, total downpour. But we are super happy. The van, when it pulled up, Chuck was like, oh my gosh, it's so much higher. And the ride is amazing. It feels like we're gliding. Don't you agree? It feels like we're gliding now. And the van's so much less noisy too, because we're not hitting everything as hard. And yeah, super happy. Only issue we have is like some little light came on over here on the dash. It says it's crash warning sensor is off or something, so I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But overall, the waves let up a little bit, and we're on our way to Amelia Island and then up to a park to spend the night. We are at Fort Clinch, and we came here after FreedomVanGo yesterday. We got there at 9 o'clock, and it was after 5 by the time we got out of there. But you can see the new shocks are here in the front. We have 9.5 inches here now on the clearance. And in the back, you can't see the shocks, Chuck said, but this clearance now is 10 inches. And so we picked up 2.5 inches, I think he said, in the back. We can definitely tell that we are riding high. It looks higher off the ground, and we are just gliding. It's amazing. Absolutely love how it rides. We did have a light come on, so we'll have to call them this morning and try to figure out why the light's on. It was the crash collision light, says that it's off. so I'm not sure what that's about. They did have to replace the brake lines, he said, extend them for some reason. Not quite sure, but Chuck said this is like the brake lines are like here that they extended. He said sometimes they have to do that.
Because it was raining when we left yesterday, he didn't show us the bolts lining up, but he told us they were marked, and it was important to be sure these marks stayed lined up, because if they slipped, then there was a problem that needed to be fixed. A quick update. At the end of our 32-day trip, we're on the Howard Franklin Bridge on the way from Tampa to St. Petersburg, almost home, when the cruise control stops working, and then all these lights start going off. Beautiful day. After we arrived home, Chuck called the local Mercedes dealership to set up an appointment to take the van in for an alignment, which we knew we needed because they had said when the suspension upgrade was done, we would probably need an alignment. We hadn't been home yet, so just now getting around to it, and also have them look at the sensors. It only took them like 2 days to get us an appointment, and the same day we dropped it off, they looked at the van. They said that it was good that we asked for the alignment because the steering wheel sensor was off, and that was the whole problem of why all the other sensors were going off. So they did the alignment, which we paid for, and then obviously when we picked it up, everything was great. So we had a really good experience there. We would definitely recommend FreedomVanGo. I've got my shirt on here that they gave us, and the shop manager, Max, was super nice. Used to be a Mercedes mechanic for like 10 years or 12 years, I think. And so that made us feel a lot better that morning because Chuck was very nervous. And I'll admit I got a little nervous late in the day when they still weren't done by after 4 o'clock. But everything worked out great. Definitely worth the money, not just for the ride, but also because it keeps your van extra quiet with less rattles with a smoother ride. And that was one thing we hadn't really contemplated before. If you're in the area too, then be sure to check out BB's. It is a great restaurant that we went to about 20 years ago, and then we went the night that we arrived at FreedomVanGo as well, and it's a really awesome restaurant, really great experience. I'm going to start editing videos from our 32-day van trip, so hopefully stay tuned for those.